Hello and welcome to week 9 of general botany. Can you believe it? We're already in week 9. It's me, Stephanie, and I'm just here to share this quick video with you. And this is an important one, maybe more important than the normal traveling videos, because we're going through a big transition week for multiple reasons. First of all, the content of the course is going through a drastic change. We are starting a kind of group by group tour through the vast diversity of botanical organisms that we find on this planet. And we're going to start with sort of the most primitive groups, and we're going to walk through all of the fun things like algae and mosses and ferns and conifers and flowers and mushrooms, all the goods. And we're going to talk about how they're all related to one another and what they have in common with one another and what's different between them. And so we're going to be kind of going week by week for the rest of the semester through these major groups of taxa. Now, the other big transition this week is the really unfortunate news that we got from Frank about his medical leave. And so I'm going through this transition of sort of taking on more responsibility for this class. And I really appreciate your flexibility and openness with me during this time. I will most definitely update you when or if I decide to make any changes that will affect you related to our class, and I will let you know about those changes as soon as possible. Right now, there is sort of a change this week. Because of all of this change, I got a bit behind, and I don't have as much content for you this week as normal. And we're also not going to do a lab assignment this week. So you are off the hook for your group lab, weekly group lab assignment. We're not going to have one this week. Instead, the weekly quiz, which is normally due in the middle of the week, that will instead be due Friday at midnight when your lab assignments are normally due. So with all these other transitions in the class, I just wanted to mention something. A lot of people are doing really great in the class. Please keep that up. Maybe other people aren't doing so great. Maybe you wish you had a better grade or you're kind of ready to turn things around. Well, this is definitely your chance for a transition week as well. You can turn it around from here on out in the semester. And if you just kind of put your mind to it, starting now and ending at the end of the semester, I think this is really your chance to potentially turn it around. If that's something you're interested in doing, more power to you. Please notice that next week we are going to have a much longer video on a subject that is introduced in this week's virtual lab. So even though you're not having a lab assignment, you do still have one of those virtual labs where you're going to be kind of clicking through some things this week. I really like the format of it. And you have to go through that virtual lab before you take this week's quiz. Again, this week's quiz is due Friday instead of the middle of the week like normal. So, okay, anyway. Week 9 is where you'll click. And like I said, we really don't have a bunch of content this week. So use this week to get ahead, get caught up. Since there's not a ton of info, really learn it, spend your time understanding it, and then do awesome on the quiz because you understand it so well, because you spent so much time on it. Anyway, this is it. This is your week 9. Here is my link as always. I will be at this link in my office hours Monday and Tuesday 5 to 6, also Wednesday 3 to 5. This reminder, this is for all of the lecture sections now, all of the lab sections. Everybody's welcome to this office hour, these office hours. Here's your video. It's really not that long. It is pretty complex though. It's over photosynthesis. If you need to reference your textbook, please reference chapter 7. There's also just kind of good information sort of in the glossary of your textbook here. The PDF as always. And then this is the lab. and you will find it's already available for you at this time, and you will notice it's about prokaryotes, some photosynthetic ones, and it also introduces the concept of eukaryotes and sexual reproduction. Again, I already said this, but to remind you, we are going to have another video on sexual reproduction next week, where we're going to get more in detail. Much, much, much more detail. And then here is your quiz that you need to take before Friday at midnight. Okay, hope that was clear. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I'll talk to you again soon.